What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here, welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 29 of the F1 2021 Driver Career Series for the Mexican Grand Prix, round number 17 of the championship. Just 4 more rounds to go now until the season draws to a close. If you have enjoyed the series so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and check out the playlist so far if you're new around here to get caught up on what's been going on. Right, so as I say, 4 more rounds to go, Mexican Grand Prix today. We had a decent round last time, so we're going to check that one out before you see this one. Without further ado, let's jump into the race weekend. So here we are then in the workstations, always getting ready for the start of the first free practice. The weather's going to be a bit interchangeable over the course of the weekend. Of course, the only two that really matter are qualifying and the race. Of course, qualifying I don't usually show that. I've got our emails to go through as always, so we'll go into those in a moment. So yeah, as you can see, the weather can be dry and rainy for the race. So here we go down to the emails. Only one today, and that's just our weekend preview as always from Pierre. So good stuff to get that. It's not too far behind Ferrari in the Constructors' Championships. That's important. We'll try and close down some more points on them today. Moving on into free practice 1 and get going on our usual strategy here. We've been using it for the last couple of rounds. It's really been paying off so far. So we've got our race strategy one out of the way and move on to fuel management now. 100% chance of success there as always. And so that one's out of the way as well. And now one more here on qualifying pace, which will probably be important considering we'll be in the wet for qualifying. So there we go, succeeded in that as well. So one on each type of program to start things off. Moving on now to free practice 2, we'll move into a bit more on race strategy, get that up a little bit, and then potentially move into fuel management later on in the session if we get enough time. So we've got this first one out of the way there, 7% chance of success. Got another 70% one here, 9 minutes off the clock, and we can just complete that one too. Right, so we've got 3 there. I'm going to take another risk and go for this 13-minute one. One more to get it done. And there we go. We've got a 4th one there. So that has cost us a little bit in terms of what we normally do. But we have got 4 out of 5 now on the race strategy. We'll move on to fuel management and qualifying pace for practice 3. Let's have a look now to start things off. We're going to need to pass all these now to have a good chance. So we've completed the first one, so that's always good. Try and get one more here if we can. Oh, that one's failed. That's not very good. We're going to have to have another go at that one just to get it done. Try it now. There we go. So we've got that one done. So I know only got so much time left to go on qualifying pace. Got a 6-minute one here, which we can get now. Yes, we can. We haven't got enough time to go for another qualifying pace one, so we've shot ourselves in the foot there. We haven't got enough time for a fuel management one either, so let's go to race strategy. We've got 25% chance of success in this one to get all 5 for race strategy, but we can't do it. Right, so the gambles to take 4 in race strategy didn't pay off. So we've got 4 for race strategy, though, so that's always good. 3 for fuel management and 2 for qualifying pace. So not too bad, but obviously I would have preferred a more even split. In terms of the results points, 600 from our end, 400 from Daniel, another 1,000 for the team, 1,748. Resource points now in the bank. We've got a development boost being applied as always. This time it's all about durability. Of course, as I keep saying, those discounts will definitely help us in these late stages as we strive to close up to Red Bull and Mercedes at the top and potentially get in front of Ferrari. In terms of driver claim, going up to level 11 here. I would give you in this next part of the weekend preview or just for the race as always, but unfortunately what happened was I clicked the button too early, so we don't get to see anything. But the aim is still here. We aren't too far behind Ferrari, and that's the aim, to beat them over the course of this one. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the race and hope it's a good one.
Here we go then, it's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from 3rd on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6-mile lap. 17 corners with top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and watch out for potential overtaking into turns 1 and 4. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about Cohen. That was a great podium in the last race, so can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs, so it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Cohen, Max Verstappen and Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly and Lando Norris, Vettel, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso and Stroll, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, George Russell, and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Here we are now then on the grid, getting ready for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix from P4 on the grid. We had a very good qualifying in the wet somehow, which is very surprising. Of course, the wet weather definitely helped us last time out, so I hope it pays off later. There's going to be a late change in weather over the course of the race. We can't make any changes here to our pit strategy. We'll pit on lap number 9, actually pit on lap number 8, sorry, and we'll see how it does from there. We'll turn on the fuel as always. There should be a late change in weather according to the session forecast, so I'll have to see if that comes to fruition. I might just make a change to strategy in case that does happen. Right, here we go now. 5 red lights, the start of the Mexican Grand Prix. 4 more rounds to go in this drive career mode. Lights out and we are underway. It was a decent getaway from us there. We got getaway of dreams here as we charge down towards that first corner. Very long run, turn one. They got Perez on the left hand side as well, so going potentially 5 wide left back out here. Let's go up some space. We'll go around the outside if we can. Bottas moves over, so we've got he's blocked us off there. There goes Gasly up our inside. There is contact there. I don't think we've done any damage inside of this front wing, so we've gotten away with it there. We have got a warning regardless. So Verstappen gets away with the lead. Here goes Ricciardo up our inside. We're going to hit the back of Bottas' car. So unfortunately there, so that may cost us in terms of damage, but looks like we're going to get away fine. Ricciardo managed to get up into P4, that's a decent start from him. We're going to dive the inside of Bottas if we can, potentially go the inside of Ricciardo as well, not worth it. Side by side with the Finn here to make our way around the outside of him and back up into 5th place. So we've lost a place in the start, so not the best getaways, but we've lost it to our teammate. It's not the worst in the world, it's still decent points for McLaren, and we're starting out in front of Ferrari here, didn't have the best qualifying, so it's always good. Verstappen getting away here, Perez in 2nd place, Hamilton 3rd, Ricciardo 4th, and us in 5th. We are falling away though from the Honey Badger in front. Bottas all over us now. We might go for a move to the right hand side into the stadium section. He's going to pull to the inside. He's going to get enough of a run. No, we managed to squeeze him out and just hold on to 5th place for the time being. And that's how we're going to come through here to complete the first lap of the things. Right on the back of Ricciardo here, we used about 40% of our battery there over the course of that first lap, so not the best. We'll try and keep on moving though. Across the line to complete the first lap. So not too bad a start then. But like I said, we have lost a place. Here comes Bottas going back at us though. I think we'll go to hold off for the time being with the use of the battery, which we are using a decent amount of now. We are down to just under 40%. Pushing on now towards the end of lap number 3. We've got the DRS on Ricciardo now. So just stay with that 1 second range. We're using what's left of our battery here and try and close it a little bit more. Could go for a late dive to the inside potentially. Nope, not worth it. Oh, almost hit the back of his car there, so didn't quite get away with things in terms of trying to get past. And they're going away now back with the stadium section, coming through to complete the 3rd lap and begin the 4th one here. Off the last corner now, and try and have a run at Ricciardo if we can down this main straight. Bottas still half a second behind, so keep an eye on him as well. The DRS now coming into the range. We've deployed a little bit too late, didn't quite notice it came through at that point. Bottas is closing in though, a quarter of a second behind. We might try and get Ricciardo here at turn 1 with just 3 tenths back. Here we go, now we'll look to the inside. Nope, we're staying alive for the time being, not quite worth it. We might try and find an opportunity here at turn 2. Oh, got squeezed into the grass there. Ricciardo didn't really see us there. So that's on us going for a move a bit too late. Bottas might try and come back at us, but I think once again, with the battery, we'll be able to hold them off and just continue chasing Ricciardo for the time being. Pushing on now.
We're accumulating some wear on the MG UK. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment
late on the brakes, managed to get the job done. Forced him out a little bit there, but he kept on track. And he kept Bottas behind him too. So back up into P4 now. We'll start chasing those 3 guys on the podium. Moving on towards the lap number 6 now.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on medium.
Start lap number 6, sorry. Bottas has got past car. Now he wants to go. He's got a really good run there. Got DRS down the straight. He's got us there. We've got no ERS to counter with. So Bottas up into 4th at the moment. We might try and get him back here late on the dive into turn 1. Bit of wheel rub in there. And throw the hand up in frustration. We got away with it though. So making our way now out of turn number 3. We're up into 4th place once more. Bottas might come back at us though. Be very careful. We could go for move to the inside. We're going to force him down low a bit. Now to squeeze him going into this next corner, and we do manage to get hold on to the spot. Perez 1.8 seconds up the road, so not too far away. We are holding off Bottas for the time being.
Tyres are 6 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Heat time last lap was a 1 minute 19.3. Okay, gap ahead is 2.6 seconds.
I'm sure who that is. It's one of the Ferraris, which is always good for us to see. Because we're chasing them in the Constructors' Championship. We'll have to wait through to see who that is. And I believe that that is definitely one of the Ferraris, and that's Carlos Sainz, who's out of the session. So even in the driver career, it's not even the prodigy. He can't catch a break, so he is out of the race, and that means Ferrari's down to just 1 car. So we're coming to pits now for our first and only stop of the race here at the start of lap number 9 of this Grand Prix. And they can change onto medium tyres here. No front wing damage to repair, so that's all good. Away we go now. 2.8 second stop. She's not the best. Definitely could have potentially done better, but you never know. But regardless, though, I did the rest of the race here on these medium tyres. Should be able to get away with that, no issue at all. We'll come out in P15 essentially.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound.
Past us here, I believe. Yes, he is going through.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Dry seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Going to hold off for a little bit longer at this point, so I'm doubting whether I actually see the rain in this Grand Prix. Regardless, man, get back past Schumacher. We're up into P15, down to P15 now. Pushing on down to the end of lap number 13, start lap 14, just 5 laps to go. Now that pits are all cycled out,
we think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes. Dry seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
No late changes in terms of that weather. Ricardo is still chasing us. He's still about a second or so behind where he was, half a second there. Moving on to the end of start lap number 15 now, just 4 more laps remaining. Ricardo goes to the right hand side and makes the pass from us as we come back down towards turn number 1. Let's try and work our way back past him if we can. No dives here, a bit too late in the day to try and have a go at him there. Duck to the inside once again if we can, but similar to that accident earlier on in the Grand Prix, we couldn't quite get to the inside and maybe squeeze into the grass. Coming back around the main street though, it's our turn to go on the attack with 3 more laps to go in this Mexican Grand Prix. Perez in the group 7.8 seconds up in the distance, and Hamilton, I believe, is in the lead of them at this point, so it's good for him. Good for the Mercedes team. One of them is behind us here and duck to the inside of Ricciardo. Try and make the move into turn 1. Yes, we can. That's nice and clean there. Up
stay on your toes.
Place. We come through now to start the last lap of this Mexican Grand Prix. And Ricciardo's right there behind us. I'm going to try a bit of a cheeky tactic here, try and get DRS off him towards the detection zone. But I do believe we've gone over the line there. I do believe we were in front, so Ricciardo will have DRS on us this last lap, which means we've now got to get away as quickly as we can. Because Ricciardo's going to come right back at us here, and that may be
final lap of the race.
Might have just done better for us to just try and get away from as quickly as we could here. Ricciardo on the DRS, we're using whatever battery we have left. Ricciardo now on the left hand side, going to go past us into turn 1. I think he might be too far back to go for a dive, too risky to really go for it. Bottas still there, caught me second time. We're trying to get around to the outside there. Now going to go to the inside and cut the corner there. Surprisingly, we've got away without a warning. Bottas still right there behind us. They've got a poor exit, so he's going to drop back a little bit. We might get another go as we did that DRS. Ricciardo's getting away now. He's 3/4 of a second off into the sunset. We can't let him get away though. We need to try and stop him from taking P4. Oh, a bit of a skid there. Making our way through. Managed to save the car though, so it's all good. Making our way now through that second section.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
The DRS zone and our last opportunity to on the attack, but I doubt we'll get it. It's very unlikely unless he has a very poor run through his next set of corners, which we've been performing well at throughout this race so far. But he's just about 7/10 in front as the DRS gets deployed, as well as whatever battery we have left in the tank. The leader's coming through towards the last corner to complete the Grand Prix, and Ricciardo at the end of the day might just be too far in front. Getting very close to him in the braking zones, but it's just not enough. All skidding all over the place there. We've managed to hold on to the car. Verstappen wins at the end, but in our case, not enough to catch Ricciardo, but still P5 ahead of the Ferrari, and a very good result indeed.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
It's a performance to be proud of from our Mexico City Grand Prix winners. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
There you have it then, Verstappen wins the Mexican Grand Prix. Hamilton comes home in second place, just in between the two Red Bulls with Perez. The championship leader completing the podium and losing out a little bit in terms of that championship lead. We came home P5, so just behind you guys, so not too bad at all on our front.
Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pulled further ahead in the standings. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Those are the top 5, and here's the rest of your top 10. Bottas finished in 6th place, McLaren 7th, Ferrari, Vettel down in 8th place. Lando Norris and his Alpine came home in 9th, and Yuki Tsunoda took the final point of the day. He came home in 10th. So all in all, kind of disappointing. We did lose out on our initial starting position, so lost 1 place, and it's to our teammates, so it's not too bad. In terms of Drivers' Championship, we're 11 points off Carlos Sainz and 12 points off Ricciardo, so realistically we can actually still catch them. We could catch both of them coming into the season, but the most important thing is we're now 10 points clear of Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship thanks to that retirement, so very crucial step, very crucial turnaround in terms of that Constructors' Championship going from being that far back to now being in front of them.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? You left some bodywork out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip? It was more like dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it? Great. Well, that's everything.
In terms of our rivalry with Lando Norris, then once again we beat him 4-2, which is expected, and we are closing on winning that rivalry. We got a bit further into driver acclaim, level 11, so all good there. Back in the workstation now, getting ready to move on to the next Grand Prix, which will be the Brazilian Grand Prix, or the Sao Paulo Grand Prix as they're calling it on this game, on last year in general. In terms of the upgrades, of course we do have that regulation change coming in, which we're not paying much attention to, so we'll see what else we can upgrade. Going to have a look further into a chassis upgrade if we can. There's one here for 2,058 resource points, which will be just enough. I'm going to try and take a risk here, potentially. I think we should try and rush it, maybe just to get that there for the next Grand Prix. Yep, I guess we're going to go and rush it and see, hopefully, if that pays you off. 39% chance of failure, but if it comes through in time, then that could potentially push us, potentially even in front of Red Bull and close us in. If not put us ahead, it will close us in a decent amount.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
And in terms of where that will now put us in the performance, once again we're still right there behind Red Bull, but that could change once the rest of the upgrades come through. So all in all, we're looking good in terms of performance, and we could be right up there, potentially challenging for race victories at the end of the season or in these last 4 races. You never know what could come about. So regardless, then we've had a decent race today, but that is where this video comes to an end. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it, and of course the next episode will be the Brazilian Grand Prix. Looking forward to that one. I've always liked Brazil as a circuit. So as I say at the end of the video, guys, if you did enjoy it, make sure to like, share and subscribe as always. And with that, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.